In this video, I'll be going over SPY and PBR for a trader named Epi. But first up, SPY. We ended the day at $518.84, down 0.64%. The day's low, 516.48. The day's high, 518.98. This is where we ended at the middle of the trend. To the north side from where we are takes us to 522.15, which fills this gap. Above that, at another potential take profit area, 523.06. This is resistance. And above that, at another level of resistance, 525.11 and 527.07. To the south side, -2 standard deviations and support takes us to 515. A gap forms to the south side at 513.91, 512.99, 510.95, and the gap closes to the downside at 509.77. This gap opened up on March 18th. We gapped up, so I will anticipate a gap down to close out, and that is why it is in red. Right now, we are in a downward channel, so the likelihood of us this is falling, this is cracking right now on the RSI. So I will anticipate we continue to go south, and then this should hit, if we continue to go south, maybe on Thursday. If we go downward, I will anticipate that movement and then eventually close out at 509.77. And looking left, this gap closed to the downside here as well at roughly 520.37. When people talk about trade the trend, well, the trend right now is to the south side. Obviously, it can reverse at any moment, but right now still going down, as you can see. And then looking left, I have not looked at SPY in quite some time, but we have another gap, it appears, that I have marked out. That will take us down to 497.38, not in the channel, not in the zone, but something to be aware of. And this one is still in play also. We've got many landmines to the south side here. So we could be in for just a correction or basing, an opportunity if you like to go short, or if you like to pick up shares at a discount. This might be an area to dabble in if you've got the courage to do it, because it's very expensive if you trade shares like I do. And anything else? Yeah. See, we were going up and consolidating. Let me take this to the the daily time frame. So just look at that. Big power move on the daily time frame. RSI already cracking, getting overextended and selling off. It's going down, going up, whipping you around like it always does. And then I do anticipate it to go all the way down and then to reverse. But that's a slow process. Many trades in between. But just for giggles, I will give you the price target for the range on the daily. So the bigger picture. Let me move this out of the way. All right, to the north side takes us to 529.13. Back to the middle of the trend would take us to roughly 498.82-ish. So that's the range we're in. I'm not even going to give you that because we're not close. But if we continue to go up, but right now, check this out, we're cracking. But the other window would be 543.69. On the weekly, we are at 74. We are starting to crack. If you just look left, patterns repeat themselves. Overbought, overextended, boom, down, back up, down again. I just use this as support and resistance. Support and resistance. Oh, let's check out. There we go. That's the weekly, and then the monthly takes us to 67, and notice we are starting to crack on the monthly as well. So I anticipate some downward movement here, some downward pressure, and then maybe some consolidation for possibly another leg up. If you think we are going to go up. But just look at the movements, the smaller movements every day. Right now, going down. Now for PBR, I have not looked at this one in a very long time as well. Let me give you the price targets for Wednesday, first of all. So we ended the day at $15.63, up 2.69%. The day's low, $15.37. The day's high, $15.66. The 52-week low, $10. And the 52-week high, $17.91. That would have been amazing had you bought in at that range. And then the one-year price target is $17.70, which represents a 13% return from where we are. Obviously, we're a long ways out, but inching closer. All right, the range here. 1574, 1583, 1592, and back to the middle of the trend, the median, the baseline, the price where I know we'll slice through it as we head south, or if we are reversing and we go to the north side. So this is where price tends to grind before making its move up or down. All right, to the south side, where I will anticipate a bounce. That is support from where we are, 1555. This gap begins at 1538, 1536, 1527. The gap closes to the downside at 1524 and 1517. We are not in the channel, not in the zone. We are in an upward channel right now. So this is not in play just yet. See, notice if you look left, the consolidation we were in before a big move up, you're always going to get basing and consolidation before a rip. So that did happen there. And looking left, let me make this. So we were grinding along near support and then a bounce to resistance, back down to support and then back up, and now this is going to go down. So I anticipate it to hit the middle of the trend, and if it continues to sell off, touch this maybe. But closing out, no, not this week. I don't think so, unless we dramatically change course. Let me show you what this looks like first. Yeah, let me show you what this looks like on the daily. Option R, if you're on a Mac. So you get different buy and sell signals. So keep that in mind when you play different time periods. So we've got a gap right here on the daily now. So we gap down. So I will anticipate a gap up. Let me change my color because, you know, I like to color code everything. It's like Geranimals. All right. So this will take us to 1664 roughly. There. And Epi, I made a video for you earlier and I forgot to tell you that the linear regression channel that I trade off of, to change your settings to the length of 300, okay? You do not need this or this line. Price stays within -2 and 2 standard deviations all day long. So if it hits the zone, that is technically your sell zone. Above that, also a sell zone. And then above that, the blue line, the greedy zone, where anytime I know that it hits this area, it's going to flush to the south side. People will sell, they will lock in, and they will leave. And then you'll be holding until it corrects itself again. If you're trying to make an easy trade, basically get in, get up, get out. So it depends on what your purpose is. Are you doing this long term, or are you just trying to make quick money in and out? So note here on the daily time frame. Oh, let's see. I have a gap. Oh no, this gap is done. Oops. Command Z. So this one, because I have not, as I mentioned, gone back to clean up my chart. Basically, whenever I see a gap, then I'll just extend it out. I don't know when it's going to hit, and then I clean it up. So we gapped up, so I anticipate a gap down, and that happened on this one back on March 4th, 2021. So that is done. No longer a threat to our accounts to the downside. And what else is happening here? So a bounce off of support up to resistance, selling off down, back up again. And now we are, it's hard to see. We are right here. So close to support. So I will anticipate a bounce. Look at this on the daily. Look at that. It is bouncing. So your range here to the upside back at the middle of the trend and a safe spot, a safe zone, 1722. Look at that. The 1 year price target, 1770. So we're projected to go obviously above that. So that upper range is, that would be 1901-ish. But let me mark this out. So the goal here is 17. Turn off the magnet. It makes my chart wonky because you have to be off of this line one tick over. But 1770 takes us to right here. So slightly above the middle of the trend. Yeah, very doable. And we're getting closer. We are inching closer, not there, but let's take a look at the forecast. After the 1770, the price target is 2120. So 2120, I'll clean this up later. 2120. Let me make this precise. 20 takes us to the outer band, basically at 4 standard deviations from where we are. But if you flip it to the weekly, let's see, that takes us just within, it's hard to see, but that's 2, 3, and 4. So we are at 2 standard deviations basically, and then 3 on the weekly lines up right here. All right, and then the RSI turning up. So I feel like we're, well, no, that is curving up, so that's good. See that? But that's going to go up. That'll hit our target. Once we hit this zone, then I'm going to anticipate a flush to the south side, back all the way down again. But that's a slow process. See, looking left, we didn't make it up there. We started to crack and fall. And that's COVID. The COVID cop-out right there. But had you bought in and didn't fear, right there, fear what was going on, and you just dollar cost average in, you'd be up, no, let's put it to this line, the high line there at 347%. But the move to the downside, let's just take it from right here. Let's take it from, no, let's do it right here. Down. That took us down 72%. Yikes. But we're inching up. We went up, fell back down, and now back up again on the monthly. Yeah, it's been a while since I've looked at this. I traded, do you remember Valet? I don't know if I'm saying that right. But I did this one a long time ago, and look where we are. 1227. What did I sell out at? 1832. Like all of these tickers have tanked. Energy Minerals and Integrated Oil. Vale was a non-energy mineral stock. But yeah, I should look into this thing again and see if I could play it back up to another high. Let me see. Where is the... Did they give us a price target? 1752 as well. And then 2050. So yeah, maybe I'll take a look at this. But I have so many trades I'm in. I am in so many. I don't need more. I just like to play the ones I've been playing and call it a day. But that is a look at SPY, PBR, and a quick look at VALE. If there is a stock that you would like me to go over, please let me know. And look at this, because I've moved this chart around on different time frames, it got wonky on me. Look at this. Okay, let me see if I can take it back to the 5-minute time. See, yeah, look, it changed. It's nutty. Anyway, so that's a look at those tickers. Again, thank you so much for watching and have a great rest of the trading week.